Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shreyashi and I'm a software engineer by profession, and I love to make videos on skincare, travel, lifestyle and food. 5 of my favorite books that have changed my life completely, and I've already shared 2 of them, and it's time for a new one, which is my third favorite book, and that is Why We Sleep by Matthew Walkers. Well, this is, again, it's a non-fiction book, but this book has so many insights as to why sleeping, why a good rest is important for your body. And I've never been that person that used to stay up late or would compromise on our sleep. Since childhood, I have had this fixation on sleeping well, sleeping for 7 to 8 hours, 8, which is like the ideal scenario. And I would never kind of compromise on my sleep. I would always, if I'm going out, I'll try to be back in time so that I can go to bed. I still do that, and I would say that has really benefited me a lot in my life. But after reading this book specifically, I have realized that how is it also going to affect me in the longer run. It's not just about 1 day or 2 days, it's also about your longevity, your say years from now, maybe your 40s and 50s, and then probably 70, 80s and all. So here are the lessons that I've learned from this brilliant book, and I think this should be a must read by everyone. This should probably be taught to kids as well. So I think that is something I want even kids to learn from, and they should be reading why sleep is important. And even like at an early age, everybody should be told the importance of sleeping. In this hustle culture that we are living, people kind of say that they get away by 4 hours of sleep, they get away on 3 hours of sleep or 5 hours of sleep because they are working so much. But I guess that is going to be fruitful for some time because they're working and they're bringing out an output. But for the longer run, and even for your mental health and your physiological health, it's not the right thing to do. You need your rest. So I'm going to be sharing some life-changing lessons that I learned from this incredible book. So either if you're a night owl or an early bird, please stick around because this book has a lot to offer. The first lesson is that why do we sleep? Why is sleep really, really important? I know we are taught that sleeping really helps your body rest and relax, but what Matthew tells, he's a sleep scientist, the author of this book, Matthew Walker, and what he tells is that sleep has different stages. When you're sleeping, you have different kinds of stages, right? The NREM sleep and the REM sleep. NREM is non-rapid eye movement and REM stage is rapid eye movement. Now, when we say that we sleep and our body shuts down completely, actually it's quite the opposite. Your brain is highly active. It's not shutting down. It's actually working a lot. So when you are sleeping, when you go to sleep and you are in your NREM stage of sleep, your brain is kind of getting rid of unwanted neural connections. And then when you move into the REM stage of sleep, you're dreaming and your brain is actually working on strengthening the neural connections. And then it is also healing up your body. If there is some repair work required in some of the organ or somewhere, it's doing that as well. It's also forming new connections in your neural network. You're dreaming. So brain is doing a lot of work while you're sleeping. So although your body is on rest, but your mind is active. So this is very paradoxical to sleep. You say sleep is for resting, but actually your brain is doing a lot of work during that sleep. So your body's in rest, you're fully unaware of what is going on body wise, but your brain is highly active and it's sending signals to different parts of your body as well. So when you start and when you go to sleep, you are in your NREM sleep, which is non-rapid eye movement sleep. This is where the repair work happens, your connections, neural network, your organs and everything gets repaired and everything. Now these stages of sleep are lasting for 90 minutes each. So NREM happens, it stays for 90 minutes. It's followed by REM, again 90 minutes, followed by NREM, 90 minutes. NREM state of sleep also has different stages, which are stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 and stage 4. Slow wave sleep pattern is followed, and every cycle is of 90 minutes and it sees both NREM and NREM. It's like one of the stage is trying to dominate the other one, and that's how you kind of spend your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Now, why we sleep, we have identified, as in why our body needs sleep. What are the dangers? So basically this book talks a lot about the implications of not sleeping enough. And these implications are highly dangerous. So for example, if you're not sleeping well, if you're sleeping less than 6 hours a day, maybe you think that, oh, next day maybe I'll just catch up on the sleep in the afternoon, that would be fine. But that's not how it works. You cannot catch up on your sleep. You've lost that sleep. You're just sleeping in the daytime, but it's not like catching up on your old sleep. That's not how sleep works. You have to give uninterrupted sleep to your body, at a stretch, or 7 to 8 hours of sleep. You cannot be like, I'll sleep in the night for 3 hours and then I'll sleep in the day for 3 or 4 hours and I'll be good. That's not how science works, and that's a very big misconception amongst people, that they can catch up on their sleep. That doesn't really happen. So what you really need is an uninterrupted sleep. Personally, this is what I feel when I've not slept enough, when I've not slept like 7 to 8 hours. Maybe some event has happened or some function, or I'm traveling or something like that. Next day is going to be extremely difficult for me. I will feel very groggy, I will feel very lethargic, I will not have the energy, and I also feel that my brain is like not working, not functioning properly. I can't really think well. So that kind of is other smaller side effects of not sleeping enough, like the ones that you see in the day, next day, following day. But if you keep continuing this pattern, right, for a while it will be fine, right? You'll be habitual, your body gets habituated to the fact that, okay, fine, it's fine, I'll get by on like 4 hours of sleep or 5 hours of sleep. But over the longer run, this has a very bad implication on your physiological organs, your heart, your brain, your reproductive organs, your different liver, kidney, everything. It affects every single thing. Now, what are the dangerous implications? Let us delve deeper into it. When we talk about heart, in a study which was done in the year 2011, it was done over 1 million of people, and they were people from 8 different countries, different ages, different races, different ethnicities, different sex. And what they actually found out was the people who were sleeping for less than 6 hours actually had 25% more increased risk of coronary heart diseases. And a similar study happened in Japan as well, where they did a study on 4,000 male workers, and a few of them were sleeping less than 6 hours, few were sleeping for 7 to 8 hours, and the ones who were sleeping for less than 6 hours had 200 to 400% more increase in heart attacks. That's how important sleep is. Now, I'm not sure if people know about this or not, but in the northern hemisphere there's a concept of daylight switching. And what really happens is, because in the winter seasons the daylight, the nights are longer and the days are smaller, they add an additional hour to the day. So for example, you go to sleep at 10 p.m. in the night, okay, and the next morning you are supposed to wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning, okay, but when you wake up after the daylight has been set, it's actually 6 a.m. So at around 1 o'clock in the night, the clocks have shifted 1 hour backwards, so you get 1 extra hour of sleep, okay. You are supposed to wake up at 7, but you wake up at 6, and then you go back to sleep again saying, oh, it's just 6. So you're getting an extra hour of sleep. This happens in the autumn months, when the autumn begins. And then in the month of March, around the spring, when the daylight saving ends, the clocks reset, and they are again, the 1 hour that was added in autumn is now reduced. So if you go to bed at 10 in the morning, 10 in the night, and you wake up at say 7 in the morning, it's actually 8 in the morning, because the clock has reset. Now why I'm telling you about this is, what happens is, when in the month of March the daylight saving is ended, it's switching, the clocks are switching back again. When the researchers went ahead and tabulated all the records, the hospital records, they found that the following day there was a significant increase in the patients suffering from a heart attack. And not just heart attack, there were a significant increase in the number of road accidents. It is actually proven that driving under sleep deprivation is equally dangerous as to driving under alcohol influence. So the chances of traffic accidents increase. And similarly, when a study was done by the researchers back in autumn, when the daylight was added, 1 hour extra was added, the heart attacks were actually reduced, and even the number of accidents were reduced because people were sleeping for more, 1 hour more. Although this 1 hour seems to be a very small amount, but it can have a very huge significant impact, especially in the people who are in their midlife, like 45, 50, 55. That 1 hour really affects a lot. It affects their physiological well-being, it affects their mental well-being, it affects their emotional well-being as well. So not just this, like if you are sleeping less, it can lead to obesity, it can lead to diabetes, it can also lead to, you know, your reproductive organs going haywire, you know, infertility issues. So this book actually tells all about that, how your sleep, less sleep is affecting it at all. Everything is in here, or all the systems that are getting affected, how your mental health is getting affected because of less sleep. You know, a lot of people say that the 3 pillars of good health are eating right, exercising, and sleep. But the author says that actually sleep is not a pillar, sleep is the foundation. Because if you haven't slept well, exercise and diet, they don't really matter. They have pillars built on that sleep foundation. If you are eating right, if you're exercising right, but if you're not sleeping well, your body is not recovering, it's not resting, you know, all the healing is not happening, then it's of no use actually. Your sleeping really affects everything in your body. So sleeping is actually the basis, the foundation, and then comes your pillars of eating right and exercising. And another important thing that the book talks about is the role of dreams. So basically, a lot of times people think that dreams are something that you are wishing for or you're thinking of and all of that. But actually, Matthew Walker explains in the book is that dreams are not like some random stories that your brain has cooked up. You know, it's not random. It's actually very, very important for your emotional health. What your brain is doing is by processing these dreams, it kind of is helping in processing your emotions as well as your experience, and also improving your problem solving skills. So dreams do have a job, dreams do have a role to play while you're sleeping, but that role is far from what we as people think of dreams to be. Sometimes we go around and we say that I got this dream, I don't know why, but it's actually your emotions, your experiences, your problem solving skills all coming into play, and that dream is forming. Because sometimes your dream is so illogical that you don't realize that, as in you go behind and you think, and why did I dream? I mean, it was so weird to dream like that. I have had so many different kind of dreams, and I kind of dream every night, and it's so varied and so weird, and I'm like, I don't understand the logic behind it, but there is no logic. It's just your brain processing your emotions and your experiences and everything. So next time when you wake up from a very vivid, weird dream, just know that your brain is doing some emotional housekeeping. So this was, in a nutshell, a lot of things that you get to know about in this book. And this book is full of so many incidents, so many researchers that I can't really be coming here and telling you all of those researchers and everything, but we can end on few of the tips that Matthew Walker has provided in this book that will help you get a better sleep. First and the foremost being, stick to a schedule. Sleep and wake up on the same time. If you're doing that, your body is adjusting, your clock is adjusting, body clock, and you are following a schedule. And that's what I've been doing for years, following a schedule of sleeping and waking up. Create a sleep-inducing environment, you know, keep your room, your surroundings cool if you can, you know, an ideal sleeping temperature. If you have an AC, you can probably be around 19 to 20 degrees Celsius is an ideal temperature where your body is fully relaxed. Then limit exposure to light before bed. You know, we have all these devices, our phones, our tablets, our laptops, our TVs and everything. So, but before sleeping, your body really needs to come into the state where it knows that you're preparing for a good sleep. So limit the usage of light inducing devices by 1 or 2 hours before you sleep. You don't please use them, and that would really help a lot. You know, watch what you are eating and drinking before sleep. Ideally, you should not be eating anything 2 to 3 hours before sleep. So have your dinner 2 to 3 hours prior to sleeping, so that it really helps your digestive system. Your food is digested and now you can go to sleep and have a good rest. You can also have like a small pre-sleep ritual, like reading a book, massaging your feet, taking a warm shower and things like that. That can really help you have a good rest. There you have it, all the key lessons that I learned from this brilliant book, Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. This has really opened up my eyes as to why and how sleep plays such an important role in our lives. And if you're someone who's struggling with sleep, please, I would highly recommend you to go ahead and read this book and apply all the tips that this book has to offer. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below and I'll be really happy to help. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you very soon. Until then, bye-bye.